Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of Doki Doki Literature Club. This time, I'm picking up right where I left off, and let's see what happens next. Woo! Whew. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two really are good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Jasper can become good friends too? Well, hi there, everybody. Oh, raid. Alright, hello. Sayori. This is my first time playing Doki Doki, so yeah. I'm also recording for YouTube, but I've never played this before, and honestly, Yuri is my favorite so far. So far, it's because of her hair, because I love purple. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation you just put me into. Oh, even Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Oh? Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sorry, made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't really thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So, any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It will make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal about it if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it will keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Wait, what? I know people don't actually usually say phew, do they? Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. What about the poems? Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried into a book. Can't help but notice her tense expression, like she's waiting for this chance. I mean, I know back in school, whenever I got a chance to read, I went straight into reading, so I don't blame Yuri. Meanwhile, Nagasuki is rummaging around in the closet. Probably for her manga. Oh. What was the cut to black for? I'm really curious to talk to Yuri more. At the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from her reading. Thank you for the follow. Thank you very much. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. Oh. Oh. She wanted to read a book. Wait, that's why. Oh, that's so sweet of her. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Oh, change of music? Oh, I like the music. Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. How is Sayori? Sayori's nice. Uh, okay, I I get what you're going at because I have seen some of the music, but this is literally my first playthrough. So technically I'm not there yet, but she is still alive and in the game. Although I think she is the first to go. So we'll see how that is. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. That only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I met her thus sensing I made her uncomfortable. Probably just made the situation worse. Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Oh, I know the reason, Yuri. In-game me might be dumb, but I know exactly what you're doing. I wanted to get the book refreshed in your mind so that if my character had any questions, boom. Just curious, how come we have 2 copies of the same book? Oh my god, there's so many reasons I have 2 copies of the same book. Honestly, most of the time it's by mistake, though. Where you go to the store thing. Oh my god, I love this book. I'll buy it, come home, realize you already have it. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them, okay? I see how you... There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time pinning it down. It's very engaging and a relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well... Yuri closes the book, scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. I don't think I pronounced that right, but just let me know in the comments when I post this on YouTube if I pronounce that right. I don't know. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Fair enough. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets very strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped a human experiment prison? What? No, I want to read this book. And while her life is in danger, she desperately needs to choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of... It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Jasper? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri was into those types of things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just those kinds of stories. They challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own psychology or psych- physiology? I don't think I pronounced that right. That they believe in. When suddenly, when you thought you were related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. I don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem when I let things like books or writing fill my thoughts. I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. That's... I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It is a literature club, after all. Ah, that's... Well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put into my bag. Alright. It's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Ah, yeah? Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. That's... I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. Open the book and start the Prelogue. I soon understand what Yuri meant about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not particularly a bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. It was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I really don't mean to. Sorry. I mean... Oh my god, Yuri, Oof. You remind me of me, Yuri. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk up until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah, that's okay. You're not used to reading art, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. But she's also second guesses all the things that she says and does. Like, she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Jasper, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. uh, that's so embarrassing if you think about it. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. Mm, I guess I meant it more that it's kind of cute. Uh, uh, what are you saying all of a sudden? Mm, okay, everyone. Hmm? I think it's about time we shared today's poems with each other. Finally, I've been wondering what I wrote. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Ah, Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thoughts. Is that... is this alright, Yuri? You look kinda down. I'm sorry if if you haven't been looking forward to this. Ah, it's alright. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer if I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little bit more tonight. It'll be fun to read with you after it picks up, you know. That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah? My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I'd never really done this before. Well, now that everybody's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf paper torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Narusuke and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same, myself. Oh. Oh? I think... because of how much she jumped up and down, I think Yuri. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. Hello, Yuri. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Hmm? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but ends up covering her old face. I, um, he's going to hate me. Um, you really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Hmm? That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. It was actually my first time, really. Hmm? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through it myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both styles and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Jerry finds her train of thoughts, it's almost as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills, and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it will come with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Nagazuki can be a bit biased, though. Biased? How? Um, well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Nagasuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which is kind of funny. After all, isn't it this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light, the tendrils of my hair illuminated beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time, last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing the air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Sorry to have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking of that at all. Alright, well guys, that's the end of this episode and the end of the stream. I hope you guys had a wonderful time. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Really do whatever you want. But have a great night. Or great day, depending on when you watch this. And goodbye.